Hey y'all, what's up? Ooh, my ponytail, my hair up. I was going to make a video after Vengeance Day went off last night. I thought I was going to run till 11 and ran till 10:30, and I thought they were going to have a press conference, but I guess that's only for the PLEs for WWE main roster situation type stuff. I didn't make a video because I was on the phone with my mama and them from I think 9. So I was tweeting while I was on video chat with her from 9 till 1. Her and my mama and my sister. We might talk like in detail maybe once every week and a half, and it's always like 3-4 hours. Some days I just can't do it. The only reason why I didn't mind it yesterday is because I work from home today and I don't have to clock in at a certain time, so I could just, after this I'm going back to sleep because I had to get up early to get my son ready for school. Vengeance Day was good. Okay, so let me tell you. So for my predictions for Vengeance Day, I predicted Dijak was going to win. I predicted the family was going to win. I predicted that Roxanne was going to win. I predicted that Femi was going to win. No, I take that back. I predicted that. I didn't have a prediction for that. I was on the fence, to be honest. And I predicted that someone's going to sabotage his match against Dragunov, and he was going to end up losing because of the sabotage. And I predicted that TrickMelo were going to win because when they showed Braun on Friday on SmackDown, and then Adam coming in to talk to him about Raw, I was like, oh, he's on the main roster, so they ain't gonna let him win the cup because he's not gonna be there. That was my prediction. This video is probably gonna be short. I don't know if I said it already. If I did, forgive me. I'm tired. Okay. The first match was for the cup, right? And it was Mellow Trick Gang versus Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker. Really good, solid match. First of all, when they came out, I feel like because it's called Mellow Trick Gang, they should have started with Mellow's music, then went to Trick's music. But I also get why they went to Trick's music first and then went to Mellow's, because Trick comes out by himself against Dragunov, so he has the whole time to come up there and play his music. Second of all, Wade Barrett trying to do the ad-libs, and then him ending with the showmon. The showmon took me out, okay? I was like, what is happening? So I'm on X trying to figure out, and then like, I don't follow certain people, but like they come up when you keep tweeting about certain stuff. So Booker T tweeted that he had a procedure done. He's gonna be out for a couple weeks. That's why he's not there, and he'll be back. So I was like, oh man, like that kind of sucks. So it was a shamon for me. Shout out to Alicia Taylor, okay? She is phenomenal at what she does. I love it because to me, she gives me a mixture of like Mike with Samantha. Everybody has their own voice, but I'm saying this from like, I don't know, I guess because I work in sound or whatever. She gives me both kind of, and she gives you the phonetics of like Samantha, but she gives you the growl and the gruff of like Mike. And I think that's because she's a musician. Like the growl and stuff very much reminds me of blues rock. Like that's her genre that she sings. And when she says certain names, you can hear it. But I love it when she announces stuff. Like if one of them on the main roster was to be on vacation or something, I don't know if they have a fourth person to announce for NXT, but bring Alicia in always, okay? Because she does that, okay? She's got to be my favorite announcer overall, to be honest. Like I love Samantha when she does like Chelsea Green. I love her when she announces the Bloodline and Imperium, and I love Mike when he used to announce Edge and he announced Roman Reigns, but Alicia's voice is so unique that she sounds good announcing both. Like for me, Samantha, like for me, Samantha does all the names well, but like Imperium Bloodline, Chelsea Green are the best. Like nobody can do it like her. And then Bike does all the names well, but like Cody, I think like New Day and Edge were the names he does the best. And the Brawling Brutes. The Brawling Brutes as well. Well, both of them do it. But to me, Alicia can do both. She does both. It's like I'll have certain favorites from the other two, but okay. So starting out with the Cup Classic, real well. Everybody happened, they had each other's backs, everything. You know what I'm saying? The match was really good. And it was a lot of back and forth. It wasn't one-sided for one part of the match. You know how sometimes it becomes very one-sided and sometimes you might get disinterested. Like, it was really, really, really good. And I forget how tall Baron is. And I was like, he got to be tall. And my son was like, I think he said something like he's 6'8" or something like that. And I was like, I know he got to be tall because to me, Trick is got to be like 6'2". So for you to be taller than him and taller than everybody in the ring, that's crazy. Also, for him to be able to toss his body, like even with the help of Braun, toss his body over the ropes as tall as he is, that's crazy. Like, that to me was like, I don't know how to explain that match. I have no words. Like, Vengeance Day overall was so good, and I'm upset that it was on a Sunday night. Like, my son was upset too because he watched it with me, and I let him stay up till 9:30, and then he normally goes to bed like 8:39, and he was like, "Why do they have it on a Sunday?" And I said, "I know." I said, "Kids now, unless they going to school late or going to bed late, can't watch it." I was like, the adults that gotta wake up early, they either gonna be suffering from sleep, being sleep deprived, or they gotta cut it off and watch it tomorrow, the next day. Like, why y'all ain't having it on a Saturday? And then on top of that, like, the Grammys was last night, which I didn't even know because I ain't watch it this year. Like, I watched last year's Grammys on accident. I ended up watching a performance and then just ended up watching the whole thing. I think Vengeance Day was that time last year too. But like, why y'all didn't have it on a Saturday? I don't understand that. Like, I know the superstars was probably already out there, and I know it was a lot going on from SmackDown or whatever, and y'all probably might have had 205 live shows and stuff like that with some of the stars, but y'all could have canceled that show for today or some NXT shows for that Saturday and just had the thing on Saturday. Like, to me, it makes more sense as far as ratings go. It's, like more viewers and stuff like that, and then you're not competing against something like basketball season. Whatever, it's gonna be basketball season regardless. It's February, but like the award show and stuff, because I wanted, like, between the tweets of what I was watching and the award show, I wanted so bad to click over, and I was like, no, because I was like, last year some of the surprise performances caught me by surprise, and I didn't expect it. And I was like, nah, this is why I don't watch award shows full-fledged on. And also because of stuff, it's always on Black History Month, and we always get slighted. Like, we always get slighted. And I'm be honest with you. Okay, I heard bits and pieces of Jay-Z's speech. I'm gonna get back to wrestling in a minute. And they said that Beyonce has the most Grammys, but never won Album of the Year. And of course, Tilla always looks surprised when she wins Album of the Year. And people are like, is her album that good? And I said, from a person that listens to all type of music, Tilla could write some songs now, okay? Deep cuts, all that. She got it. Now, when you ask her to perform it live, it's terrible. Some of them tracks, they tweak her tracks on her stuff to fit for her voice. But I'm like, because her songs are so good, I feel like that's why her stadium shows get sold out, because it's been a span of 15 years, and to me, her voice hasn't gotten any better. Like, and then you try to sound better live than you do on the track. You don't try to do too much on the track because you try to do enough to sell people, but you don't want to do too much, because if you do too much, now you got to overly do too much when you perform live, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm doing runs and riffs and stuff the whole time throughout the track, what is there left for me to do live? Like, either I have to do that and then do the other stuff on top of that, or I'm gonna have to do it exactly like how the track was. And for me, she doesn't she doesn't perform live well. Like, and that's just my opinion. But her albums are good. Now, when he said that Beyonce has never won Album of the Year, I have all of her albums except for, I think I've listened to all her albums except for the self-titled one. Okay, I heard the track, but I don't have it. It's crazy. First of all, last year's Grammys, when she was up for the category for Album of the Year, me personally, I don't think she should have won that. So that I feel like that was fair. I listened to most of the albums for that year. Harry Styles deserved that Album of the Year award. Like, his album was so good. I was sitting there listening to it, playing music. Like, and I go based off of first runoff. I don't go based off of, I have to listen to it a couple times to get used to it. Like, when I first heard her album, it was about 4 or 5 tracks on there. I was like, I don't like these at all. Like, Harry's album, I could play the first time all the way through. And you have no, this is just my opinion. Okay, now for like the Lemonade album, she deserved the Grammy. Not only did she vocally express what is the emotions and stuff are going through when you find out that your significant other is cheating, because I've been there, I know the emotions. You can't make that up. But the fact that every song was from a different genre should have been enough for her to get Album of the Year. Like, the fact that she didn't get it that year, she was slighted. I don't even know if she was nominated for it that year because I wasn't watching. But if she wasn't nominated, that was a double slight, okay? Anyways, so after that, Baron and Braun won, which I was surprised because, like I said, I thought they were going to lose because Braun is going to the main roster. So I don't even know how that's going to play out. Okay, so then the next one was Dijak and Joe Gacy. That match was crazy. Okay, I didn't know. Well, I watch NXT, but like I said, the last few weeks I had to like binge watch the last couple of weeks all together the other day. I don't remember him, but I'm also bad with names. If I don't see you enough or watch it enough, I forget. Even if I see you enough, it takes a while for me to like catch up, figure out your name. Like, I know what you look like. I know your music. Don't know your name. And it's no slight to like no wrestling. And like, I'm just like that with people in general. You know what I'm saying? So, that match was crazy. Okay. First of all, it was a no DQ match. The fact that I don't even know where to start with that match. It was like, it was just so much. And and then when he got like when he put the army men on the table, like, I can't even fully process. I got sleep in my eye. The army men on the table, and they were like, why? Like, basically like, army men. And the announcer was like, have you ever stepped on one of them at 4 a.m? I said, okay. I said, because growing up, my little brother's 6 years younger than me. He used to play with his army men, go in the room, play his army men as Hot Wheels, and leave them on the floor. And then like go outside or something. My mom or dad used to come in the room barefoot and step on them things. They be cussing up a storm. Them things hurt. I accidentally stepped on a couple of them. Them things hurt. So I'm like, ooh, who's going to go through this table? Didn't know who was going to go through the table. I think it ended up being Dijak after all. But the fact that this man popped up like a daggone, like toast out of a toaster after he got slammed, I'm like, it got to be the adrenaline, because there's no way you got all them sticks and stuff in your back from the toys and the pain of going through a table and you just pop back up. Because when he got hit with that trash can before that, he was laying down there for a while, and I was like, ooh, he might be out. Then they showed another focus of the camera, another angle from another camera, and he's up, and I'm like, how? But what got me is when they put Gacy put masking tape around his face. I said, first of all, the fact that you put any type of tape, especially masking tape on you, and the way it rips off hair is painful enough, okay? And he's not bald. He got a short face. So I'm like, it's covering his eyebrows, his lashes, his hair. I don't know how painful that was to get that off. But boy, okay, I was like, That is crazy. And then for him to be blindfolded and wrestle and then look for dude, Dijak look for him, and then like I was like, this how crazy as hell. It was like it's one end of the spectrum fighting another end of the spectrum. But then when Gacy got pinned and knocked out, he just laying there smiling. I was like, what the hell is wrong with him? You know that match really gives me? It gives me the vibe reminds me of a mankind match. Like maybe like a Hell in a Cell when he caught the, like or something like that, or like like when he caught the table on himself on fire, when he was crazy, or had the barb kendo sticks and stuff like that. Like that's what it gave me. It gave me like a PG version of that. Cause I'm like, what is going on? Like I was so intrigued and worried at the same time. Cause I be worried for these wrestlers. Like I know them. I'm like, oh my God, like I know that hurt. Like, oh my God, they might be out for a while. Cause I be so invested. But at the same time, I'm like also worried as a fan because I'm like, if you get seriously injured, that not only stops your bag, but you could be lost in the sauce when you come back. You know what I'm saying? And then the people, especially the little ones that really love certain wrestlers, they are gonna be distraught. Okay, like how my son was when he thought Jay was taking a hiatus and he was only gone for 2 weeks. Like, but that was honestly that gotta be. I can't even say that was the best match of the night. And normally I rate matches from the best to the worst. I don't know who deserves better or like. I can only do that for like an event for the main roster, Vengeance Day, and I've done it for what was it called? Deadline. But Vengeance Day has no. I don't think there's not one match that I would be like, ooh. I don't. I had to come back to it because honestly, in my mind right now, is no like this word. And not saying that the matches were bad, but I'm saying like for the level of excitement and the crowd participation and the skill of the wrestlers, all of that coming together, for me is how I determine it. Because all the matches are good, but it's like certain ones you be like, ooh, and then you hear the crowd, holy shit, like So and then how the wrestlers bring out like the best in each person, like or feed off each other well, that's also determines like how I rate my matches. But after that was what was it? I want to say it was the women. It was Lyra versus Roxanne, and that's the match I was waiting for. I was waiting for that match because I remember watching it and she winning, and then like a couple weeks later she fainting, and Booker T like got up out of his announcement table, and my son was like, why? And I was like, she's like his mentor. I was like, he's her mentor. He helped, train her, develop her, whatever. I said, and he probably looks at her like kind of like a daughter. I said, so he's legit worried. I was like, and then she was gone, and Tiffany got it, and then Becky got it, and now Lyra got it. But that match was so good. Like that match was really good. And it was good with just the two of them. And then here come Lola with a contract. And I'm like, what the hell? So then Tatum come out of nowhere. And I'm like, where the hell was she at? Like, she just pops up randomly. Like, where is she at? She popped up, tried to stop it, didn't stop it. Lola cashes in. So now it becomes a triple threat match. Alicia announced it. And then I was like, ooh, I wonder how this is going to go. It didn't lack. It gave what it needed to give, okay? Thought Roxanne was going to get it. Came close to getting it. That match was crazy. Thought Lola was going to come in and get it because she tried to pin both of them. And then I think Roxanne tried to pin Lola or something like that. And then towards the end, I think Roxanne was about to get it. And here come Tatum again. I'm like, where the hell does she be at? Does she be on the side? Do she be under the mat? Like, where does she be at? Okay. She just randomly be showing for, and then I think she like tossed herself on Roxanne. Lyra ends up pinning Lola, and then retaining the championship. And then they show Roxanne's face. I said, now let me tell you something. This is good storytelling. I said, because not only now does Roxanne still want her title back, which I think eventually she'll get it. I said, but that beef between her and Tatum is gonna be something serious. Now you've come in the middle of contract signings. You've been there when I've been trying to have matches. Lyra, look, her being Lyra's sidekick or whatever, her day one or whatever, ace or whatever you want to call it, she's gonna end up having a beef with a lot of people, because Roxanne is not the only person that she, attacked or try to get at for protecting Lyra. Like, but that her look on Roxanne's face, I said, wait till Tuesday. Wait till Tuesday. I said, she might not even call out Lyra right now. She like, I'm gonna put that on the back burner for now. I got beef with you, okay? I'm gonna need you to come outside so I can whoop your ass, okay? I used to do back in the day. Blah, blah, blah. It's such a home. Tell her to come outside. I just want to talk to her. No, you don't. You know you want to fight, okay? That's what that was given. And I was like, ooh. I was like, I can't wait for Tuesday, okay? Then it was, who was it? Was it Uma Femi versus Dragon Lee? This match I was on the fence about, okay? Because Dragon Lee is very, very skilled, okay? But they said Uma Femi is a foot taller, I think, and 100 pounds heavier. I was like, God dang. I was like, first of all, the way he is built, muscular wise, like body weight, I said in the South we'll be calling him cornbread fed. That means that he's a big boy. You know what I'm saying? Like how they be saying, oh, rednecks are big, that's why they play football. Southern black people, like that's what cornbread fed is. Like they look like they came back from the farm, something, doing farm work their whole life and just eating. And I was like, okay, because I don't know what his diet is and his exercise regimen is, but listen, just him walking up on Dragon, I was like, no. I was like, I don't know if he's going to win it. I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's going to be a good match, you know what I'm saying? But Dragon tried. He tried, and he got slammed up against the side of the mat, and he tried to lock Uma in with his legs and stuff. And then I was like, that's not gonna happen. Like, and then he tried all he could do. He did all he could do and lost. I was like, poor little Tink Tink, But the more I watched the match, I was like, that's just like that Dijak and Gacy match. I was like, I wanted Dijak to win. But then in the middle of the match, I was like, I don't know, because my man's a little crazy. Joe's a little crazy. But then Dijak came back and won. So I was surprised. And then I didn't even factor in Tatum when I thought Roxanne was going to win. Didn't even factor in Lola, which I should have, because I think she tried to give the ref her contract on NXT, and Tatum had stopped her then. So now I think about it, Tatum got beef with two people for real. If they really want to do that storyline, they could do a triple threat match between her, Lola, and Roxanne. Or if Lola and Roxanne want to fight her one-on-one, then they could do that too. Because that's okay. So then it was the family versus OTM. Let me tell you something. Jaida's body, okay, is bodying, okay? I don't know. She looks phenomenal, okay? And then it was the hair, it was the makeup, it was the gear that was given. The gear gives superstar, or like someone that's going on tour or something like that. It fits her. Like I've seen other people with gear that's similar like that, and it was okay, but it wasn't it. Jaida did that, okay? So then Jaida and Adriana ended up fighting. Tony came in. Jaida ended up slapping him. And then I was like, why Adriana ain't going in there? My poor man Stacks, once he got in the ring, he couldn't get help. They kept trying to. So when he got pinned, I think Tony came to break it up, but that was it. Like, he kept trying to reach for Tony, kept getting pulled back to the corner of the ring. I'm like, he is over there hurt. You hear me? Finally, Tony gets in the ring. I forgot where Adriana was at. I think she flipped over and got Jaida and them. And then I think Tony went to go check on Stacks, and he laying on the side of the shoulder part of the mat, like he's still out of it. But they ended up winning, which I like Tony and Stacks. And I think I like them because I watch a lot of react videos on YouTube, and they were on NXT version. It was them and Trick and some other people that were on there, which I like. And like Gacy and some other people. So that's where my fan base for them grew, to be honest. Sad that OTM didn't win though. And that's because a lot of people were saying, which I didn't even realize until they said it, was like, it's Black History Month, and all the wrestling promotions across the country, we're losing. Like, this is what, day 4, day 5 of Black History Month, and we're losing. It started with Me Chin, okay, losing to Tiffany, which I didn't like off the simple fact. First of all, I like Me Chin. It's weird me calling her that because I'm so used to when she first came back, calling her by her real name. And then I like her. And then on top of that, she lost last week. So I didn't want her to lose again just to put someone over. And it's Black History Month. Come on, like, y'all could have gave my girl a W. Okay? Then Melo Trick lost. Somebody else in NJPW or something like that lost, or GCW lost. And they're black. It's like Melo and Trick lost. It was like OTM lost. Okay. And then the only one that won is Femi. And I think that we lost a lot at the Grammys, and the ones we did win, they didn't televise, which is why one of the reasons why I stopped watching it, because I'm like, we're going back to the 60s. Y'all keep adding all these categories, but the ones y'all aren't putting up on TV, or the performances y'all not giving us, are of people of color. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that y'all keep adding these categories. Oh, they're not R&B, they're not pop, they're this. But then, like, best rap album is not filmed. Best R&B album, is not on there. Like, best rap album, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? But y'all probably had all the country Grammys on there. And which, honestly, they don't even need to be filmed, because they have 4 award shows by themselves. They got the Country Music Fest, the Country Music Awards, something else country, like, and I know we have a lot of award shows and stuff like that for Black people, but we have to make the space because we're not on TV like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. We have award shows so we can be seen and have the space. They get seen on the Grammys and then still have their own award shows. It's different. Just like the Latino category. Like, you can't even go into all their categories. That's why they had their own Grammys. Anyways, but like, yeah, so then Trick and Dragunov came out. That was the other match I was looking forward to seeing. Very, 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 very good match. Trick did his thing. His music came out. They whooped that Trick. And then when he's hitting people, they're talking about, whoop that Trick. I don't even know who started that, but congratulations to you, because you got everybody across the world saying that. And it had to be somebody that watched, what is the name of that movie? I'm telling y'all, I'm tired. With Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson. What is the name of that movie called? Y'all know when she sings Hard Out Here for a Pimp. I'm going to think of it later, and I'm going to say it later. But Like, he was getting it. And when they first started fighting, I was like, oh, Trick's lip is busted. And someone was like, it got busted in a tag team match. And I was like, I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you. I was like, between like me trying to watch it and then my son in front of me, because I ended up watching it on my laptop upstairs in my bed. And then he's like, oh, I want to watch it. I'm like, bro, you got a TV in your room. Like, go watch it in your room. But he wanted to be up on his mama. So we watched it. I didn't even notice that. And then, so like at one point in time he was wrestling, blood was all on his teeth. It was gross looking. It was like freaking me out. I don't like that. Like, I know what it's from, but I don't want to see like your teeth orange because blood and all that. Like, it's not my judge. Okay. And then, so the match was good. I said, I wonder who's going to come sabotage. So somebody on X was like, no, people on X was like, y'all going to see that Melo is innocent. No, we going to find out if he's innocent or not. And I said, I'm trying to tell y'all, I've been trying to tell y'all since October, he is not innocent. I said, you could see it in his eyes, he's not innocent. I was like, and then, I was like, he never confessed yes or no that he said it or did it. Melo comes out and, and he'll say, oh, so you didn't see who hit you? I'm like, bro, that's a dead giveaway. The movie's called Hustle and Flow. That's what it is. So whoever watched Hustle and Flow and then decided to add that to Trick's thing is genius. Okay. But yeah, he used to be like, so you trying to tell me you ain't see it? What happened? And then when they showed a photo of like him leaving the room, and then Melo going in the room, and then stuff like that, I'm like, dude did it. And I was like, even if, okay, they didn't show that part of footage, I was like, just based off of how he looked and sound, he guilty. Okay, tone and all that. All right. So then they matching. They're wrestling. Phenomenal match, like I said. Like, people were like, yeah. So someone else on Twitter was like, if he ends up, then I'm like, I'm turning in my light skin card. I'm not squinting in pictures. I'm not doing like the old Cool J shark fin. I'm taking my earring out. I was like, not the light skin card. I was like, and then the explanation has me weak, okay? Like, I'm over here crying, laughing. So the thing about Dragunov is he's like Charlotte. And Naomi had mentioned this before, that one of her favorite people to wrestle is Charlotte, because she brings out the best in a lot of the women when she wrestles. Dragunov has that same effect for me. Okay? Like, he brings, somebody has tweeted, was like, Dragunov is one of those wrestlers that bring out the best in wrestlers. Like, they make you bring your A game. It's always a good match when he's in a match. Like, he's like a Charlotte or a Seth or something like that. Like, it's always going to be a good match. You know what I'm saying? Because Seth brings out the best in people too. It's always a good match when they're fighting. So the match was great. And Melo tried to come and help Dragunov. Try to come help Trick. He ended up getting beat up by Dragunov, getting pushed, hits Trick in the leg, which I think his knee was acting up in the first one. Gets hit in the leg, and I was like, now if Trick was to say something like, you sabotaged my match, it was like, people was like, clearly he got, pushed. So then after all of that, he still loses. Dragunov wins. Another loss on Black History Month. But he comes and, tries to console him. Melo tries to console him. Then he hits him in the knee. I said, ooh. So the whole crowd's like. Then he gets a chair and keeps hitting him in the leg, keeps hitting him in the leg, keeps hitting him in the leg. So then after that, he opens the chair up. I said, I know he's not about to put his leg through his chair. Okay? I think he sits in the chair for a while and looks at him and says something. And then stands over him. And then like that's the end. And I said, ooh, another reason to can't wait for Tuesday. Another reason I can't wait for Tuesday. Or Wednesday, because I don't have cable. I'm going to watch it on Hulu. But I'm like, this is so good. Like, oh my God. First of all, is layers to it. Second of all, because they've been together for the past like 2 years. I thought he was going to win, especially when he said, Trick was like, this is something he decided he wanted to do. Because 5 years ago, he saw Kofi win Kofi Mania. It inspired him to become a wrestler. And I was like, that's dope. And I was like, because Kofi inspired a lot of people to, if you want to keep it 100. Like, Kofi was one of the reasons why, when he was Jamaican Kofi, was one of the reasons why I started back watching wrestling again for a little bit when he first came back. I mean, when he first came on WWE. Honestly, I would tune in on SmackDown solely to watch him wrestle. And then after a while, I stopped watching again. But, so I'm like, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Because not only have they had these years of history, now you got to explain and you got to show the breadcrumbs of why you did what you did, all of that. I see Melo. Okay, so Braun's going to main roster. I see Melo maybe hitting main roster if they take him, probably May or June. Like between Backlash and Money in the Bank, if he goes. So if that happens, the rivalry that him and Trick will have to lead up to that. And then he goes to main roster, like how Melo and Solo were. Or it would have to be them two going into that, and then both of them going to the main roster. But I honestly think if either were to go to the main roster, it would be Melo. And then Trick will still probably be NXT for like another year or two. Because now he's finally starting to shine there. But I can't wait for Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't wait to see the situation with Raw, with Seth and Cody. I can't even wait to see Cody versus Shinsuke. Because why are you still attacking this man? Okay? Shinsuke crazy as hell. Like, I'm here for it though. I'm here for it. Okay? Because I'm like, after you get done with Cody, who's going to be your next victim? Like, y'all got me hooked, okay? It's not even now for me about the wrestling per se. Like, I love a good match. I'm not even going to hold you. But it's about the storylines that lead up to the wrestling. That's what makes it so good. And if you got someone that, or two people that can give you what you want is two people that can give you a phenomenal storyline with phenomenal promos and then an electrifying match. But most of the time, you might get someone that gives you phenomenal promos and someone that gives you decent promos that you can live with. Like, you all right. It's not the best, but it still keeps you intrigued. It's not terrible either. Like, they ain't got to work on it. It's decent. They finding their footing. Okay. And then and then the storyline leads up to that. And then a great match. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nobody with like that has a decent or phenomenal promo and then they're doing a promo with someone that has that's not really good at promos. Like how they said the whole situation with The Rock and Roman, and it was like, oh, and I'm here for Cody, but when the people were saying that Cody should fight him at Survivor Series, that way Roman gets the title, and then Cody beats him at Survivor Series, which Vince had made to compete against Starrcade, that his dad Dusty came out with, and it should be like Madison Square Garden would be the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where that will be the ending to a good story, and then he could beef with someone else. Well, he can beef with people in between because the whole Shinsuke situation. But my thing is, and people's like, they probably had to divert because they probably thought it was going to be Seth and CM Punk, which I could see, and that would have been good. That honestly would have been good. But the reason why I like this pivot is because if it would have been Seth and Cody, nope, I take it back. So I was like, say, if it would have been CM Punk and Cody, then it could have been, I mean, CM Punk itself, then who would have been, it still would have been a Rock. Because who would have fought him? Who would have fought Roman? It still would have been. Cody still would have had to wait. I was like, then who would Cody fought? But he wouldn't have won a Rumble if CM Punk would have run it. But anyways, when people was talking about that situation, and people was like, oh, it's going to be good promos. And I was like, let's keep it real, okay? We're going to keep it 100% real. Rock's promos up here. LA's promos up here. Montez's promos up here. Who else has good promos? I said, Seth. It's somebody else on Raw. New Day. For the women, it would be Bianca. It would be Becky. Sometimes, most of the time. Some of the time. And it would be probably Rhea's getting up there with her promos. Liv, I like her promos. But like they're up here. Like they most 99% of the time produce good promos. Roman is here. Like he used to be here. Because I watched clips of him and John was like, Cena was like, it's a promo, kid. We got to get it. And he called him the B word or whatever. But Roman's gotten here only because he's been a tribal chief and you have to get better. But if him and his cousin do promos back and forth, I don't know if he could keep up, to be honest with you. He didn't look like he did before he became tribal chief when he was struggling with the promos. Like, when you go promo against somebody like The Rock, you got to be on your P's and Q's, okay? That's the only thing. Like, I don't doubt the match will be good. And that's going to be interesting because normally the bloodline helps him out. But both of y'all is family. So, are they going to, like, help Roman out? And, like, how Jimmy did when he kicked Jay when he was about to pin him? Or are they just going to sit there from the sidelines? Like, I wonder how that's going to go. But I'm more so worried about the promos leading up to the event versus the match itself. Like, the match itself, I'm not too worried about. It's the promos. We already knew it was coming because when he did, like, Hobbs and Shaw, they asked him when they wrestled against each other. He said it there in Roman's face, and he said in multiple occasions, he said, Roman's not big enough yet because he's still a big dog. He was away from the Shield, whatever. He said when he becomes a top, like, tier superstar in WWE, then we'll wrestle each other. He said that over the years. So this is not surprising. People's wanting this forever, whatever. But I'm not mad at it. Like, I was more shocked and my mouth drew open when he said, took counsel for someone you know. The first person that came to my mind was his dad, but I'm like, his dad too old. So then immediately my mind went to The Rock. I'm here for it. Like, okay. But Tuesday, I cannot wait. Now, if I'm thinking about the matches from my least excited to most excited, it'll probably be Uma Femi and Dragon Lee. Tied with the family in OTM. Like, they would be tied for the least exciting. Then it would probably be, I don't know. I would put Baron and Braun versus Mellow Trick Gang, I would say. Then I would say, if I'm including the ending of the result of Dragunov and Trick with Mello, I would say the next one would be, the women. Would be Roxanne, Lola, and Lyra, tied with Dijak and Joe Gacy, tied with Dragunov versus Trick. That's how it would be for me. If I was, because I don't even know how to label them, but I always have to. I feel like I have to now since I've been doing it. But I'm about to go back to sleep. It's been 45 minutes. I said I wasn't even going to be on here long, and I've been on here long. And I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you all on Friday. I don't feel like there's no need for me to do videos on Wednesdays and Thursdays because I watch Raw on Tuesdays and NXT on Wednesdays. So I feel like since it's a day behind, Like every week is no point. That's why I can't wait for NXT to join CW in October and then Raw to join Netflix next year so I can watch it in live time. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm about to go to sleep and then get up and do some work and clean my house and all of that and take my son to basketball practice and all that, all the mom stuff. So I hope you have a great week. See you later. Bye.